Alrighty, been hearing a lot about these white South African refugees and how a lot of people are freaking out, leftists. So I'll pop in a few videos and take it from there.
If the Constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land just like we do. And that is for them to. So if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They are. They're leaving to come here.
No. They can
These
leave
refugees
and go,
are coming here.
They can actually leave and go to where their native land is, which is probably German.
They're Dutch, not German. But she probably thinks all white people are the same anyway. And you know what? I actually agree with that black woman. Yeah. They should go back to their native land. And you know what? Every invasa in Europe should go back to their native land. Why? If Africa is the native land of the black person, then guess what? Europe belongs to the white ethnic European. But that would be in a fair and just world. But we don't live in one of those.
That is that the people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans, and so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa.
Did white people colonize South Africa? Yes. South Africa as a country is more prosperous than how many other African countries? Let's Google that. South Africa versus African wealth. South Africa is one of the wealthiest countries in Africa. Gee, I wonder why. But it also faces significant wealth inequality. Now that's where the left comes in and says, hey, white people own the majority of farmland and black people don't. Yeah, and it generates wealth for South Africa as a whole. Every time I go to the grocery store, 95% of the canned fruit is from South Africa, meaning I'm kind of torn. On the one hand, I like canned fruit, but on the other hand, do I really want to buy it because it's from South Africa? Anyway, let's get back to the numbers. South Africa has a GDP nominal of 419 billion. Egypt has a GDP of 307 billion. Holy crap. South Africa beats out Egypt. What's the other one? Kenya, 91 billion. Morocco, 125 billion. And Nigeria is 228 billion. So yeah, South Africa mops the floor with them. So let's do a hypothetical. Let's say the government redistributes this land. I can see two things happening. One, that land gets bought up by corporations. Two, it does in fact get redistributed to black people, but they don't know how to farm it, so it fails, and then corporations swoop in and buy it. Isn't it strange how history repeats itself? The government is going after these wealthy farmers. Where have I read that before? Oh right, Stalin. Didn't Stalin go after, what were they called, the kulaks? They were wealthy peasant farmers. Yeah, what happened when he took their land? Starvation, if I remember correct. Because here's an example. Stalin took the farmland because he wanted to increase political control over agriculture. The government wants to take the white Africans' farmland to do what? Increase political control. And as I said earlier, when the agriculture fails, corporations will probably come in and swoop it up. And I wouldn't be surprised if corporations control the South African government for that exact purpose. But a certain group of people is so brainwashed with their hatred of white people that they don't see that corporations are using them as a tool. Anyway, back to the video clips.
Now, these are 50 or 60 people. It's a unique situation. They're coming into the country legally. You may not like it, but they are not stealing their way in. They have found a way in on a legal basis. And we can debate it, and we are, but this narrative about indigenous populations is something rather remarkable in North America.
I have the 12,000 people being represented under PACIFO are also coming in
How many
legally.
generations does it take for a Dutch person to have children in South Africa before they become South Africans? How many do
But that
they?
doesn't make them indigenous to the land.
Why not?
The people who were born
How many
there
generations do they have to be there for? They never get accepted, ever?
I'm not saying that.
They have children.
I don't
No, that's not what I'm saying.
The two flaming leftists immediately pounce on Kevin O'Leary because he's asking the question, how long does it take for white people to become indigenous? And to the left, they can't. Plain and simple. And yet at the same time, they're pro-immigration into Europe, which is the native land of the white ethnic European. It's almost like they're trying to get rid of white people. Then O'Leary says it, they never get accepted, ever? Nope, not to the left. Which is exactly what corporate wants. Why? There are three groups of people that threaten corporate control. 1, white people. 2, straight people. And 3, Christians. And surprise, those three groups of people are under attack. White people are told that they don't have a native land, so their native land gets flooded with invasive, which creates infighting, destabilization. Next, straight people. What's the counter to straight people? LGBTQRS, etc. And what's happening there? Well, you have indoctrination. Schools are literally indoctrinating children into the LGBTQRS stuff, which breaks apart the nuclear family. As for the persecution of Christians, I've heard stories of Christians being arrested for praying in public, mostly outside of abortion clinics. And yet, the very same government pushes Islam. And where were these arrests? England, of course. Well, that's it for my thoughts on the globalist agenda. Take care out there in clown world.